All right, so we're at the top of the hour here, 9 a.m., and PALI has been just hitting the scans. Nice move from 70 cents all the way up to $1.20. It's a little on the cheaper side, obviously. It's not my favorite price range to trade, but it's making a move, so it's probably worth watching. I think that the way I'd probably approach it is you've got this first leg up on the 5-minute chart, and let's see how well it can hold these areas. So, even in this area here, doing a pullback off of like 118, this is where I kind of feel like you've got the red doji candle there. It's a candle of indecision. I don't know that this is the place to be a buyer. It feels extended. So I would probably need to see more of a 5-minute pullback. But I suppose if we got a really nice 1 minute, maybe people would jump in. But so there's 121, 123, new high. But that's 3-4 cents. Is it keep going? See, right there, it starts to feel a little heavy as it dips back down to 118. So, if you bought a lot of shares, you could have had a trade there, but that would have been the only way to make decent money. And, so we'll see if that gives more opportunities. For those tuning in on YouTube for the morning show, thank you for being here. Hope you guys hit the thumbs up. I will give you a link for the 2-week trial tomorrow. All right, so I'll give you that link tomorrow. Next week, we're gonna be doing a 2-week trial at Warrior Trading. It's kind of like an open house. The only thing we ask is that you pay your market data fee, which is, I think it's $19. So $19 for 2 weeks to help pay your market data fees, and you'll get real-time market data for my scanners, real-time market data for the charts, and then of course you'll be able to tune in to my ultra low latency stream, which is always a little bit faster than the YouTube broadcast because we use different streaming software. So so that'll be starting next week. So I'll have 2 more morning shows. We've got today, and then Thursday and Friday, and then the morning show will go on break for the rest of the year. So for the rest of the year, I'll be focusing on students at Warrior Trading. And by the way, so for those who are already members of Warrior Trading, everyone that's on the open house will be on view only. So they won't be able to type in the room, only because we want to make sure all of our existing members still have a good experience while we have, a bunch of people doing an open house. But of course, those of you who do the open house, if you decide to become full-fledged members, then you'll be able to gain the ability to type and ask me questions and stuff like that. So that's just a sort of spam control feature for this 2-week open house. All right, so I had some questions about that from yesterday, so I just wanted to answer that straight away. So I hope you guys do join us for the 2 weeks. But, again, do as you'd like. It's whatever works for you. All right. And in the meantime, I will continue to post on YouTube periodic recaps, anatomy of a trade episodes, and my free classes that I upload from time to time on various topics. So the latest that I uploaded was, let's see, I had all about the money, which was answering the questions that people ask me when they find out I'm a trader. And those questions generally are all about the money. Is day trading a reasonable way to make money? Is this something I could do? How did you get started? How much do you make? What are the taxes? And then another upload just from over the weekend where was talking about the skills that you need. So the skills to be a trader. So you guys can expect that I'll continue to be uploading those. And there is, for those of you guys on YouTube, I have uploaded so much free content on YouTube. I would just encourage you to continue to absorb as much of that as you can. And, if you want to watch me trade live, if you want to use the tools, then, if this fall you want to subscribe, you're welcome to do that for a few months and give it a try. Okay, so it's 9:05. So I think I had the right idea on PALI not to jump in right up here. So yes, it went a little higher, but only by like 5 cents. I don't think that would have really been a worthwhile trade, especially because I pay commissions on my trades. So no trades on PALI. I have not yet taken any trades today, as you can see right here from my position window. There's no positions in there, so I have not taken any trades yet. I'm just staying tight and being patient. Let's see. And I see my bit rate on YouTube is low. I'll increase that for tomorrow. I had it low from my the last week of traveling. So I'll move that up tomorrow. All right, let's see. Hi, good morning. Yes, we have a lot of European traders. All right, let's see. Okay. Which one? Yeah, okay. ICCT. Yes, I have traded at 4 a.m. Uh, however, 4 a.m. In this current market is a lot of just pop and drop. They don't hold up, and it's almost impossible to chase them because the volume is so low. You have terrible liquidity. So it's not, I don't see it as really a viable strategy to the long side, maybe to the short side, shorting those pops, but you still have to be careful of shorting something on very light volume and low liquidity because those are the ones that can sometimes go up 100 or 200%. So I just feel like that's a little too much of a gamble for me. And that's the thing with trading is that there's a spectrum of increasing risk. The higher you take on risk, you start to get into a place where you're buying lottery tickets, and that's not always going to be the case, but just something to be aware of. So I was at the Firehouse yesterday doing some, checking on progress. Progress is being made, which is great. And, it's just slow and steady, a little on the slower side, but it is steady. All right, so let's see. It's about 10 past 9. Well, I bought a fire the old firehouse, the old fire station is a brick building built in I think 1898. And I bought it. I was negotiating to buy it, so this is kind of funny. My office was kitty cornered to that office, and there was no parking for my office. And when I found out that building was for sale, I was like, I'm gonna buy it just so I can have parking because it has parking. I was like, I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with the building, but I really just want the parking. So I knew a couple people had tried to negotiate to buy this building, and the guy that was selling it was very finicky and very difficult to work with. But negotiated with him in 2019 during that summer. And then in February of 2020, I bought it. And that was right before the COVID lockdown. But when I bought it, it was in bad shape. Like it would rain when it was raining, the roof would leak, and I knew there was asbestos and stuff like that in the building. So it needed a lot of work. It needed uh, it needed a lot of repairs, but it needed some environmental remediation stuff too. So, but then then it was trying to get that work done during COVID, which was impossible. And so 2020 was very hard to get anything done. 2021, things started to pick up, but then the building has it's a historical building, so all the things had to get approved by the historical committee or whatever it's called. So like they wanted a certain type of roof, we had to repair the roof, but the roof was an asbestos roof. So they're like, we had to make sure we found a material that's not asbestos but looks like asbestos because that's historically what looks right. So stuff like that. But some of these materials took forever to come in, and it's just like, it's just been kind of silly. But it's just been chipping away at it. There's a flat roof on one part, but then there's a regular roof on the steep part. So when I first bought the building, I was planning that on the first floor in the old garage bay, that's where I would host my seminars. The events that we hosted, like the one we did in Miami and Las Vegas and stuff like that. So, but then in the last 3 years, life has changed. We haven't had any of those events, and I mean, I miss having them on the one hand, but I also I don't know that I don't know. I planned that I was going to be working down there, but now I've been working from my house for the last 3 years and liking that just fine. So I don't know. Now, we'll see. But because I can just rent out the space, and then that's just a little passive income, right? So just something to think about. One of the things that I notice traders who have become more successful and make more money, we deal with more taxes. But then there's things that you can do, like, buying a building and using depreciation and buying solar for the building and getting an investment tax credit that can all be things that help offset your taxes. So it's like, there's these things that people do, but you need money to do them. But you could take out a loan to do the solar, but then you still get the depreciation on it. So it's And some of that was easier when the interest rates were lower. But in any case, managing taxes is something that traders in the US have to think about a bit. All right, MITK, I don't see much going on there. CXAI popped up for a second. And, I had a sort of big plan with the tire kickers project, and COVID sort of changed that as well. So, these things happen. Yeah, I don't see anything on that one. So overall market, S&P 500 gapping down just a little bit. From 450 down towards 448. So yeah, Eric. So I hear that it'd be nice to pay for the scanners plus the live stream and not pay for the charts. So here's the thing with that. Uh, just pretend you're getting the charts for free, because you basically are. Once we are subscribing and paying for market data for you for the scanners, then you're already paying for the data. You're already consuming the data. So you might as well use the charts. And if you don't want to use them, don't use them. But with the way we kind of put everything together as a package. Are there some people who would say, no, I want the scanners, I want the stream, but I don't want the charts? We've experimented with that, separating it out, and maybe we'll do that again. It kind of, I don't know. It seems like it creates a lot of little sub categories, which I don't know really makes a huge difference. But I appreciate your thought on that, and maybe we can bring it back, give you multiple options. We want to try to be flexible, but sometimes it's tricky when it makes more work for us when you have someone who's like, oh, I want to try this, but no, I don't want to try it. I want to switch back, or this and that. All right, 10 minutes to the opening bell. Yes, you certainly do need charts, but I understand that some people might use charts from their broker, whatever. So if they mostly just want the chat room and the broadcast, or they maybe just want the scans, I don't know. There's, different people want different things to fill in with what they're already using. But, our job is to make it easy, make it simple. And that's kind of the thing with the scanners. These are very easy to use. You don't have to program, you don't have to figure out settings or download someone's settings and install them. These are scanners that I've developed, that I use in my own trading. And so for you, you're basically getting access to the same system that I'm using, and it's very very easy to use. Hey, good morning. So I have no trades yet pre-market. It's a very slow pre-market session. So for Canadians, I understand. So question, what platform do you recommend for Canadians? We're not allowed on Lightspeed. So it's true that a lot of US brokers, and even some international brokers like CMEG don't accept Canadians. Um, you could check with about Trade Zero International. I'm not sure what their rule is on Canadians. Someone might be able to comment. I think Interactive Brokers and TD Direct. So definitely Interactive Brokers. Uh, Trade Zero has a Canadian offer now. Okay, so that's confirmed. And do any of you use TD Direct? I don't know if that's changing with the Schwab buyout. Yeah, I've heard of Quest Trade as well. So Interactive Brokers, yeah. Well, I Trade Zero, they've got a good commission structure. Okay, so we've got about 6.5 minutes, the opening bell, 6 minutes. PALI, PALI, still holding up. I don't love that red candle that marks the top, but thanks, Steve. Yeah, and that's, the idea with Day Trade Dash is to build all the tools into one place. So there's a nice little pop to 26, 27. So your current high is 27. I just kind of struggle with this a little bit because it's like, how 10 cents, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a lot. Does it go up from here to 37? Do I get another 10 cents out of it? Up to 40. Low of the gap is 171. So there's 27, 28, 29. There's some stacks of sellers, which you would expect because this is a cheap stock. So you're going to have 10, 20, 50,000 share sellers. You'll have some 100,000 share sellers that come out. And, short term, they're going to scare off some buyers. It'll probably still go higher. It's got 10 million shares of volume, but so that right there was the micro pullback, but it only went up to 29. So, yeah. Best broker for Asian traders? Well, I would say for international traders in general, you'd be looking at CMEG and Trade Zero. Those two. Those are probably the most popular. All right, you guys. So we've got a game plan. Again, reminder for those tuning in on YouTube. I'm going to give you a link tomorrow for the 2-week trial that's going to start on Monday. Well, I guess as soon as you sign up to the trial, you'll be able to have access, so you could start sooner. But anyways, I'll give you that link tomorrow. And then Thursday, Friday will be the last 2 days of the morning show for the fall season as I switch gears and focus just on students that are part of Warrior. So fall is usually when it's hot, so looking to capitalize on the momentum. This morning so far, PALI up 75%. We'll keep this on watch, but also kind of looking for something that fits a little more into my price and volatility range between like $3 and $2.20 or something like that. Okay, so that's the game plan here with about 2 minutes to the open. Reminder as always that trading is risky. My results aren't typical, and there's no guarantee you'll find success. Whether you trade on your own or you learn from me. So take it slow, manage your risk, and I'll see you back here first thing tomorrow morning.